now you can have the perfect portable laser engraver on the go. This is the world's first pop-up factory. I just tested out the brand new XTool F2 and this thing is powerful. It's small, but it is yet mighty. Slim, sleek, it's an upgrade from the F1. So if you've had the XTool F1, if you've seen that one, you're probably wondering what's the difference. Is this one worth the hype, the money? Yes, it is, because it's faster, it's better. It's a professional grade dual laser, 15-watt diode, and 5-watt infrared laser. And when I tell you she's fast, she's fast. It's a she because it's mine. It is sturdy, so that way you can take it on the go with you. Right now I have it hooked up to the smoke purifier, so don't want to move it around too much, but you can of course interchange it so that way you can laser flat or you can actually do some engravings and cut out as well. So I've been playing around with it, trying to get used to it. And you can also use this as a handheld. If you remove the bottom plate, you can actually use this and put over any of your other larger projects or larger surfaces. So this is definitely something that is multifunctional. You can take it on the go. And when we say pop-up shop, pop-up factory, XTool meant just that. So for the businesswoman who's always on the go, craft fairs, you know, shows, you can literally do custom projects for all of your guests, your customers, right there on the spot. Instead of having things already made, you can take this with you and you can literally customize that many more projects. Who doesn't love custom items and custom gifts? So in my opinion, if that's something that you do, if that's in your business, and if you love doing craft fairs or shows, or just, you know, whether you want to take it to schools or whatever it is, you can use this to customize things. And when I say in seconds, in minutes, this thing is fast. So I'm gonna put it to the test. So this was just my first go around testing it out, doing some little small projects, just scratching the surface because there's so many more things that it can do. So I'm going to show you some of the latest projects that I did, and I'll be bringing you some more future videos because there's so much more that I still have to dive into. But I'm going to keep this first video nice, short, sweet, and simple and show you just some of the things that the F2 can do, just so you can see if this machine is right for you. Let's take a look at the brand new XTool F2, the world's first pop-up factory laser engraver. This machine will allow you to set up a high-volume custom business from anywhere on the go. And with this new revolutionary 50 megapixel smart camera, what you see is really what you get. It's so beginner friendly. All you have to do is drag and drop your design into the software and you can literally see exactly how it's going to engrave on your project. Now with extreme speeds of 600 millimeters per second, you can do more and you can do it faster, which allows you to make more money from anywhere on the go. And with the wide variety of materials that you can actually engrave on, the possibilities are endless and your business will be booming. And with XTool's new AI-powered creative studio, you can take any project and go from a simple idea to a reality in seconds. So if you're looking for a laser engraver that can pretty much do everything, this one is the fastest of its kind. I don't even have to sell this machine. It sells itself. It pretty much does everything for you. No design skills needed. You can customize or brand anything that you want. And if you want to open up the possibilities to be able to engrave on much larger projects and different surfaces, there are so many other different attachments that you can get to go along with it to complement the F2. Now let's take a look at my experience with it for the very first time. Alright, this is everything that came with my package, so I'm going to go ahead and get everything unboxed. These are different materials, different blanks that you can use to engrave on and test out, so we'll definitely be testing out some of these. I have some metal, I have look like some plywood, and we have some business cards. Not sure what this material is, so I'll check it out, but everything has a code on it. And then this one has a QR code so that you can scan. And then this was another test piece as well. So this one is really thick. So I'm going to see how I'm going to use this. So these are all of our sample pieces to use. And of course it did come with a filter too. So I have the machines turned around to the back so that way you can see everything. You have your exhaust vents, everything right here. I'm going to connect the power cords. This one is for the smoke purifier. Everything is pretty much self-explanatory. This one is going to be for the XTool F2. The USB-Cs are going to go in right here as well. And your vent, your hose, one end is going to go into the XTool F2. I love that it just literally clicks on There's no screws to screw on. And this end is gonna go to the top of the smoke purifier. If you wanna take them out, because you can actually use it for some of their other ones as well. All you have to do is just pull it out. It literally just locks right in place, okay? So this is gonna be the holes. And of course the USB-Cs will just plug right into here as well. First up, I tested a thin metal business card and it only took 12 seconds. So next I wanted to engrave on the sample piece. I wasn't sure what the material was, so I put in rubber because it definitely wasn't wood, silicone, or cork. So I used the setting for rubber. This turned out so nice. It was clean, it was smooth. You could really feel the engravings. This XToo does a lot deeper engravings and it really made this coaster look nice. So I was really well pleased at all the details and how fast it was. Alright, so I have my new image. I'm gonna just hit refresh over here. So it's going to take a picture of that, placing the new one on here. You can use this if you want to screw down over here, like inside the holes, to make sure it's nice and straight, but I'm going to take it off. So now I'm going to hit refresh on the camera again, so that way it picks it up. And now I'm just going to minimize this, so that way it gets on the keychain precisely and accurately. Close that down for protection. Cut that back on. Okay, process. Literally 6 seconds. Let's see how it did. Can't really see it. You can see it. There it goes. So once I perfect my metal settings to get it better, because there's some other things that you can do, then I'll be bringing you some more videos to show you how you do that. Next, I'm going to engrave on some black acrylic. You want to be sure to remove this protective film because it is flammable. Just peel it back. Both sides. Oops, hitting the camera. So now I'm just going to switch out the flat base plate so that way I can insert the raised one for cutting. This acrylic piece is 6 millimeters, but you can cut up to 12 millimeters thick. So I'm just going to lift that up. Take that out. Now I'm going to switch in the cutting plate, and I'm going to rest the acrylic right on top of that. Put that down and recapture my image. So the software did give me its settings, but I changed it, and I shouldn't have changed it because it didn't cut all the way through. All right, it just finished, and that looks good. Let's see if it cut all the way through with 4 passes. I'm nervous, I'm nervous. Oh, that did not cut all the way through, so I definitely needed 5 passes. But I can see the indentation on the back. Dang, I should have known. Just so you guys can see how well it cut. But I put up the speed, and then I took down one of the passes. So there's no way I would be able to get this lined back up correctly. And this was my only piece of thick acrylic like this. So I'm kind of bummed that this didn't work out. Kind of bummed. But it scored everything perfectly, cut, but just didn't cut all the way through. So yeah, I'm gonna try it again. So I do have a 3 millimeter acrylic, so I'm gonna try it with the 3 millimeter. So inside of the XTool Studio software, you're going to be able to select your material, the measurements. You can also have it do an auto measure for you. So it's going to then input its settings. So because I tweaked it and changed it, that's why it didn't work out the last time. But this time, we're going to make sure that it works. All right, this time has to be a winner. Oh, look at that. Right out. Not sure if you guys can see that. It came right out. That's what we're talking about. Look at that. Nice acrylic earrings. Nice acrylic earrings. All I have to do is just add on the top part. But I have some acrylic earrings. Nice. Of course, the 6mm ones would have been, you know, much heavier on the ears, but I think the 3mm ones actually came out better, perfect, because they won't be so heavy. But those came out so nice. So once I add in the earpiece, I have me some custom acrylic earrings. I can't believe I burned this, but ooh, it's coming off. Okay, most of it is coming off. So it was just scorched. So look at that, almost like new. Of course, I'm gonna dry that off because I don't want anything flaming up, burning. All right, I feel a little bit better. Hate that I would have ruined brand new machine. Now I'm gonna engrave a photo on a small piece of plywood. Okay, this is how this one came out. Let's put it in the light so that way you can see it. All right, I'm gonna do the same image on some metal just so I can see the difference and so you can see the difference as well. But this is on a small piece of plywood or basswood. Okay, now I'm gonna try this piece of metal. Line it up right in the center. So I just imported one of me and my son's photo and I inserted a border around it. Okay, tried this one and I can barely see the image. The outside came out great. It kept telling me to invert, so I'm not sure how to get it to like really engrave. Can't really see the details at all on the actual photo, but everything else was good. Yeah, I gotta figure this out. So I finally figured out how to invert the image so that way you can actually see it show up on a dark color. So that's what it looks like once you invert the image. There are all type of tutorials inside of the studio so that way it will help you to be able to get the best outcome. So it literally tells you once you input your material and once you select the color that you're going to be engraving or scoring or whatever you're going to be doing, it's going to tell you what to do. So it kept telling me to invert it, and that's why the metal one didn't come out correctly. But I finally figured it out, and now I'm doing the black scorch paper, scratch paper, and once I inverted the image, baby, it started to come out really nice. So I'm going to be still working on it, learning the machine, but again, this is just first impressions, first reactions, first test and real review so that way you can see it in real time. But I'm loving it so far. Once you learn all the different settings and different materials that you're going to be working on, then your images will come out just as beautiful as they should. Check this one out. Oh wow, that came out really nice. Look at that. That's the engraving on the sketch paper. Came up, see how thin that is? Really nice and detailed. This is so nice and detailed. So you can create any type of engraving with the sketch paper. Love that. Me and my son. Next I'm gonna try a piece of cork. Alright, I think this one came out way too dark. I'm trying to get deeper engravings, not darker engravings, but you can still see it. I want the 3D image, and I still don't know how to do it. But that's how that one came out. It came out really dark. I wanted to try something different, so let's put my name on my flashlight since everyone be trying to steal it from me when they're at my house. That's finished. And look at that. It's got my name right on it. Nice. So this is everything that I did with the XTool F2. Not everything came out perfect, but you know, there's so many other things that you can do. I do not have the other attachments for like rotary. You can also do curved designs, but the sketchings came out beautifully. I just wasn't able to do any of the cutting. So I do have to play with it some more. So my first impression is that I love this little machine. It is so little and it's perfect for anyone who wants to start a business. I will be bringing you a lot more tutorials and videos on this machine, but if you can't wait, go ahead and click my affiliate link down below in the description box. The price won't change for you, of course, but there is a small commission that I get that will help with continuing with the channel. So XTool did send this over to me to test and review right in time for the holidays. So if you're looking to upgrade your laser business, if you're looking to, you know, add a new toy for the holidays so that way you can expand your business, and especially if you're needing something on the go, check the link out down below in the description box. I think you won't be disappointed. Until next time, happy laser engraving.